and welcome to today's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. Another kind of calm day on General Hospital today. Kind of calm. So let's get right to it. At the hospital, Sam and Franco have an unplanned talk. Oh, real fast, I know I said at the end of yesterday's video, I think, but I've been uploading in 1080, so that's why the uploads have been a little slower, and my internet is also like freaking out because it's cold, so uploads may go up a little later than 4:30, but they're like being uploaded. So I just wanted to let you know, unless I explicitly say on Twitter that there will not be an upload, just assume there will be. Okay, so let's get back to it. So Sam and Franco have an unplanned talk at the hospital. She says she'll never give him a free pass for what he did to her. Yeah. And Jason won't either. And then Franco brings Elizabeth up. So Franco wants her to give Elizabeth a break. You know, Elizabeth has been through so much. Just give her a break. And Sam asks if he's behind the incidents at Elizabeth's house, and Franco's like, well, I think Elizabeth's better off without Jason, so why would I want them to get back together? And Sam pushes his involvement somehow, that, like, then maybe Elizabeth's the mastermind. I don't know. I think she didn't really mean it. I think it was just something to say. That's just my personal opinion. But Franco says he loves his life and he doesn't want Jason to end it. And he also mentions that Jake has enough going on without Elizabeth adding to it. And Sam's like, what do you mean? What do you mean by that, huh? What's that mean? And he's like, I can't tell you. So yeah, we'll get back to them in a second. Well, no, in a little bit. At Elizabeth's place. Hello, ECAT. So we learned today that Jake hates soccer. So maybe he's not that bad after all. I kid. I'm just kidding. So Jason shows up, and Jason. Okay, so this is a really weird exchange. So Elizabeth tells Jason that he doesn't have to knock because his son lives there. So it's kind of still his house. And Jason's like, yeah, I should knock. And then Walter White showed up and just started knocking because he is the one who knocks. Oh, yeah. Breaking Bad reference. Oh, felt so good. Okay, but anyway, yeah, anyway. So Jake drew a nice drawing for him, and then he's like, hey, you can hang it up where you and Mom sleep. And Jason's like, what? And Jake's like, well, that's why you're here, right? You're coming back to live with us. I think someone needs to tell Jake that just because someone comes in your house doesn't mean they're moving in. But Jake then asks why Jason left. Elizabeth, apparently the extent of what they explained to Jake is it's a grown-up thing, or it's a grown-up issue. Yeah, her issue. But Jason says, like, it's not appropriate to discuss it with him. He says that to Jake. Because, you know, obviously he doesn't want to bad-talk Jake's mother, and Elizabeth doesn't want Jake to know that, like, she's the reason Dad left. So I think they're handling it very maturely. Well, when it comes to Jake. So Jason asks Elizabeth if therapy's helping at all, and he wants to know if they could be more involved, like if the therapist would like bring them into the sessions, but Elizabeth's like he's not quite ready for that. And then he tells her he's looking into hypnosis for himself and that he had a memory of Sam, and she's like super disappointed and not really trying to hide it. So she asks more about the memory, and he tells her more detail, and she's like, wow, that's a lot of detail. Yeah, more detail than he ever remembered with you. Sorry, that was shade. I didn't mean to throw shade, but I kind of did. So she says she wants him to remember his past. Like, now she wants him to remember his past, so it'll prove that she's not just the woman that lied to him. She's also his friend. And I'm like, when? When was that? When you were hiding that Danny was alive? When, like, what was that? I can't see through you. So, he says, like, he doesn't hate her. And the babysitter's late, which was the whole subplot of this whole exchange. And he tells her to go to work and he'll wait for the sitter. At the Metrocourt restaurant, Kiki doesn't want to have this get back together conversation right now with Morgan because she's at work. Leave workers alone when they're at work, people. As a former retail person. What was that? So Morgan sits down to have a meal so he can continue the conversation. Again, not how it works. And Kiki says their bond works better as friends, but Morgan wants Kiki back and she doesn't feel the same. But I just want to stress, this whole conversation is a lot lighter. Like, it's not too pushy, but then old Morgan kind of resurfaces a little bit. She's at work, she doesn't want to have this conversation, and it isn't appropriate time for a conversation, but he does make a point of saying, like, he's not going to make a scene or anything like that. He just wants to talk, which is nice. So he kind of pushes the issue, and she says she doesn't know him anymore. Like, there's so many different sides of him that she doesn't know who she'd be waking up next to. So Morgan says that he feels like a more stable person now, and he wants to try for something more. And we'll get back to them in a little bit. In Halifax, Anna and Robert want to know everything about Christopher and Sarah Rio, which is the couple that missed their appointment. And the staffer is worried about privilege, and they say that, Sarah and her baby could be Christopher's next victims. So what they finally agree to is they're going to talk to the IT person about getting the IP address, because the appointment was booked online. And Paul then calls Anna to tell her he's thinking about her, and he thinks she's in Berkeley, like she left without notice, and she keeps the lie up. And Paul says that they should reevaluate their arrangement so it works better for both of them. And after they get off the phone, Anna tells Robert that Paul is onto her. So Anna wants to go home and do damage control, but Robert tells her they have Carlos and they need to head over there right now. And what's going on over there right now? So Sabrina doesn't want to... Sabrina's in labor. She just started. So Sabrina doesn't want to get into a car and risk going somewhere to have the baby after what happened to Gabriel, which you really can't blame her. And this is before he had called Anna, but Paul calls Carlos, that was difficult, and reprimands him about the text that he sent warning him that Anna's there, and tells him to get out of there before Anna catches him. So Carlos tells Paul that he's not going anywhere because of Sabrina, and if Anna does catch up with him, he'll talk and implicate Paul, which I don't think was the right thing to say. I don't think you tell the person that you're going to implicate them, but I don't know. I've never been on the run, so... So Carlos talks future plans with Sabrina while she's walking and working through the labor about getting a bungalow on the beach, and he's put money away. And it's actually, the scenes between Carlos and Sabrina today were really sweet and really nice and amazing, actually. Like, I didn't, when Carlos first came on the scene, I didn't really appreciate him, but then once he got killed off, I remember saying I'm really gonna miss him, because Ghost Carlos was so amazing, and it just reinforced what an amazing actor he is. And today we saw that, because they got to have a real emotional scene, so I was really thankful. So if you have a chance to watch that, definitely try to. So ECAT scrolled all the way down. Sabrina says she may not approve of all or anything he does, but she does believe in his love for her. So then they talk about the baby, and Carlos said he'd wish for a daughter, and that surprises Sabrina. And they talk about their hypothetical daughter's future and how she could be a doctor or a lawyer. And Carlos wants his kids, boy or girl, to be better than him. And it's really amazing, actually, really amazing. And then Sabrina has the baby, and there's this tense moment, and she's is something wrong? And then that's kind of where it cuts off. At the warehouse, Sonny slams back down after Carly makes herself known. He denies that he was standing. He said he was just holding himself up, and she's trying to be hopeful, and he keeps being negative. So, it was one thing not to tell her, but now, like, to outright lie about progress is, like, kind of shady. And he doesn't want her to tell anybody. So she says she won't tell anyone on one condition, that he doesn't let his pride get in the way. And she also doesn't want him to give up. So kind of two conditions. And then she does agree to silence. And then Max comes in, Carly leaves, and Sonny isn't happy about lying to Carly. And he doesn't want to put her in the position to lie to the kids. That's, like, what it boils down to. And now end scene already. Oh, and Sonny talked a little bit about, like, his enemies not seeing him coming, and even him doing some of the work that he would normally have Max or one of his employees do, because who would suspect him? He's in a wheelchair. His words, not mine. So now end scene. E-Cat, don't you... She's chewing on this. This is not a good thing to chew on. E-Cat. Oh my goodness, she's in my lap right now. She's actually pretty adorable. All right, end scene. I promise. Okay, so Kiki says that she's not ready to date Morgan, and she is proud of him for taking care of himself, and she will go on a date with him, but there's no promises, and the whole thing again stays, like, just really light. Max says he found military grade weapons that Raj and Ava are moving, and Sonny knows Ava's moving weapons through his territory, and he was going to wait for her to kind of sink herself, but he wants to shut her down to protect Avery, because I think in the scheme of things, like, I know what Sonny and Ava are both involved in a lot of illegal activities, but right now Ava's the one dealing with the more dangerous situations, so it probably would be better for Sonny to have custody. I'm just saying. So Carly approaches Paul to lead him to a table. I thought she was gonna, like, spill something, but she doesn't. Anna and Robert just miss Carlos and Sabrina, but they know either Sabrina's hurt or had the baby, because they find, like, a bloody sheet. And now two cops come in and hold their guns and, like, you're under arrest to Anna and Robert. Like, why are you trying to arrest Anna and Robert? That makes no sense. Sam and Franco part ways, and Franco is still very concerned about Jake, and he's, like, going through the trouble drawings. And Jason is looking at Jake's drawings, and most of them are really nice, but then he sees the one that I think we all lightheartedly refer to as The Ring. Well, it's The Ring. The woman with the black hair, that concerned all of us, and he is equally concerned. And while he's looking at it, he's thinking of Jake's behavior towards Sam. So I think he's thinking what we're all thinking. But again, has the kid seen The Ring? Because it looks just like The Ring. All right. So E-Cat has left me. But thank you so much for watching and staying with me. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. It would mean so much. And I will... if you don't know me and Cassie... do you know Cassie? If you just watch these recaps, you probably don't. But I actually have this channel with my best friend. So me and her... Oh, she just Snapchatted me. Are doing vlogs every day for 2016 to celebrate our 5 years on YouTube. So if you want to check those out, they're also on this channel. I did yesterday's and she'll do today's. But thank you so much for watching. Also, we have a YouCaring Fundraiser to save our animal sanctuary. If you could check that out, it would also mean so much. And it's in the description. It's like the first line, besides scroll down for my notes. But I will see you tomorrow for more General Hospital, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!